and what's false, you got to really have a relationship with God. Like, really be in the word. And I think it's more so relationship. But having that relationship requires you being in the word, right? It requires you it requires prayer. It requires spending time with God. And I'm gonna share this one thing that somebody said to me last weekend, and it was like, "Oh, I don't want to ask questions about the word," and I was taught to not ask things, and it's like that is so wrong. Like the things that was taught growing up, how can you not ask someone? And this is just like if you have a relationship with someone, how can you not ask them things about themselves? You know, how can you not ask? It's just like if you're wanting to get to know someone, it requires you asking questions.
Yeah.
It requires asking questions requires you getting to know him. So that's one thing that I know was taught growing up, is like, you don't question God or you don't ask God questions. But that's why so many people it says my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And that's why so many people don't have the knowledge, is because they haven't built a relationship with God, because they're so focused on things that they were taught when they grew up, the way they grew up. Don't do this. How do you build a relationship with God? You have to ask some questions.
Right.
How do you build a relationship with God? If there's something in the word of God that I don't understand, I'm surely going to ask God, can you like help me understand this, because I'm not understanding it? Or, well, God, why did this happen? I ask God questions all the time, and he answers all the time. Even in my own personal life, I ask questions. Why can't I ask him questions? He's my father.
Yes.
And I think we grew up in the church where it's like, you don't question God. Or why not? Why not ask God questions? Why not ask him? He's God. You know? Yes, his will be his will, but you can still, how do you build a relationship with him? By not just getting in the word, but also speaking to him and allowing him to speak to you, giving him a chance to sit in silence, you sitting in silence and giving him a chance to speak. That's how you build that relationship.
Yes.
But if you're always talking and you're always requesting and the prayer is always about how you building a relationship? You can't.
You can't. It's one-sided.